Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to our Get Astrologic Now YouTube channel. And I want to talk about the sign Taurus. For the month Taurus, we're in the month of May. Taurus is the sign that actually starts in the sidereal chart on May 14th. So sidereally, Taurus begins May 14th and follows through June 14th. But from Western astrology, most people believe that Taurus begins around the 21st of April through the 21st of May. But from my astrology standpoint, using the sidereal Vedic chart, it begins May 14th. So let me tell you a little bit about what's happening in the sign of Taurus and what Tauruses can expect for this month. You see, this month we have a grouping of planets going to be very intense in the sign of Taurus, because we do have the Sun and Mars coming together very close in Taurus. And whenever the Sun and Mars come together, you can expect things to go haywire. And particularly around issues of anger, rebellion, fighting, and war, that these things crop up every time the Sun and Mars start to be traveling very close together. And also we have Mercury in Taurus, and Mercury is going to turn retrograde this month around May 20th. And from that point on, remember that be careful around travel, be careful around being absent-minded, forgetting your keys, getting locked out of the house. And car trouble is an issue that usually crops up around Mercury retrogrades. So we're going to have the Sun, Mars, and Mercury. And when the moon comes together in the sign of Taurus, we have the new moon, which will be around May 18th. And this will be a really, really intense time. So what you're going to find is when Mars is coming closer to the Sun, we're going to have Saturn oppose Mars. So around May 16th, Saturn and Mars are going to oppose, and they're going to oppose approximately around 8 degrees of Taurus. If you have any planets around this degree mark, please pay attention, because what this means is you're going to be in a position of being very frustrated, angry. There's going to be setbacks, delays, and problems, because Mars and Saturn, remember, Mars is energy and wants to go 100 miles forward, while Saturn puts on the brakes. So it's like going down the road with one foot on the brake and one foot on the accelerator. You don't seem to get very far. So this can be a totally frustrating time of the month, and you'll see things breaking out and problems all around the world. But particularly for the sign Taurus, this can be a problem, because you see, Taurus is the sign that doesn't like to get angry. So they blow things off. They push things under the carpet, and after a while, after build up and build up and build up of all this emotional anger, they explode like an atomic bomb. So, you know, it's like it builds up and it becomes a volcano and it bursts. So pay attention. This month will be many explosions for the sign of Taurus. Now, also this month, Venus is in the sign of Gemini, and Venus is related to Mercury, because Mercury is in the sign of Taurus. So they do this parivartana, this mutual exchange of signs. But Venus is the dispositor of all these planets in Taurus: the Sun, the Moon, when it becomes a new moon, and Mercury and Mars. So Venus will be second from the Sun, which represents that this is a great month financially for the sign Taurus. Things will be going forward. And because Mercury is going to be retrograde in Taurus, it is a great time for Tauruses to get a financial planner and get some things really organized for their future events financially. But money will be great. It will be a great time to make these plans, and there will be a lot of optimism, and there will be a lot of increases financially. Now, Jupiter has been traveling in the 3rd house from the Sun Taurus. So what does this mean for Taurus? Throughout this year, there is opportunities for travel and there's opportunities for learning, new education, and there may be a union of travel and learning. So you could travel to take classes, travel to learn things, reading, writing, all sorts of communication skills will be developed and used during this time, because Jupiter not only is third from the sun, but it's at its highest point, which it's exalted. So there's a lot of forward movement in the area of travels and learning and really discovering new things. So this is a great time for this. Now, Rahu goes to the 5th house from Taurus by the fact of its being in Virgo. So this is a time of kind of obsessive compulsions and thought processes that when you get something in your mind, you cannot get it out. But it's also development of new ideas and progress and opportunities to be extraordinarily creative, creating new projects, new ideas that will blossom into something amazing. Now remember, Saturn being in the 7th opposition to the sign of Taurus, this represents relationship issues. This will probably be the culprit of why the Tauruses this month are so angry. So if you're in a relationship, please just lay low, because this transit will be over and you don't want to say things that you regret and you don't mean by these angry outbursts of things that just get you so frustrated and blown out of proportion. Watch your anger, hold back, because this can really damage a relationship. You have to really be clear about your communications, because remember, Mercury is in the sign of Taurus, which can make for many miscommunications and misunderstandings and not thinking things through before you say what you don't mean. So with this in mind, you can really change the course of things without conscious awareness that you could say and do things you regret. So that's going to be the main feature going on for Taurus. Now, also K2 goes to the 11th house from where Taurus is. So this means that friends from your past, old friends, old acquaintances will come forth into your life again. You may go to a reunion, you may find that you bump into old friends, or you get a call from someone you hadn't heard from in years. And this is heartwarming. This will bring new memories and new beginnings with old friends and old associations. That's what I see from this. And you may be concerned about your work and your career, that you don't feel so much in accordance or satisfied with the work you do, because Neptune has been traveling in the 10th house from Taurus. So you may be changing your mind about finding a different job, a different career or work. So, and last but not least, Pluto, it has been traveling in the 8th house from where the sun is. And this will represent massive changes on a deep core level. You're transforming your psyche, what you feel about things at the core root level, about your life. So in other words, you are changing from the deepest perspective of who you are as a person and as a soul. So I hope this gives you some insight on this month of May and how things are going to transpire. But remember, you need conscious awareness to avoid the pitfalls that could occur if you're unaware of the Saturn-Mars opposition occurring this month. So with that, if you need more information, remember you can always go to my website, and if you would like a reading, you can check into my website, which is galacticcenter.org. Thank you.